So I've been playing Overwatch for a very long time. I started initially, I think back in 2017, early 2017, and ever since I picked the game up, I have absolutely loved it. I played it on console, and over the years, I've been playing it ever since. I took small breaks here and there in between, just scattered throughout, but there is truly, and this is a statement I can confidently say without any sort of just like doubt, there is truly no experience like Overwatch. Overwatch is just one of those games where the whole universe inside of the game is so interesting. The characters, the environments, the maps that you play on, they all have such life to them, and they all have this kind of character to them that many games have tried to replicate, but none have really got down packed. Many have come close, many have attempted, but none of them truly have reached and matched what the magic of Overwatch truly was over the years. Many can make the argument that it has lost a lot of that magic in recent years, especially with the launch of Overwatch 2, the whole thing of unfulfilled promises, empty promises, just things that they've taken out that even I honestly do wish there are so many things they would bring back, such as the post-game cards, where you were able to kind of vote on some of the cards that would appear on screen and just kind of give props to someone. It's not a big deal, but it was fun because some of the post-game chatter that would happen during those would be so fun, so just engaging to just talk with other players with for a few seconds, a few more moments before heading on to your next games. It gave that sort of sense of community, even if it's just a small little lobby, before just taking it away. And now that we don't have it, sorry, this is all just off script, so there is nothing on script in this whole video. And ever since Overwatch 2 started, there have been a number of features that have been removed. They added back in the on fire system, but something that I really do miss is the post-game screen with the whole little cards on screen. However, it still has a certain magic to it, something that I can't quite put my finger on. I can get around that sort of area of what it might be, but I can't just 100% say, oh yeah, this is exactly what it is, because there's so many little things that if I say everything that I do feel like it has that other games just can't mimic or duplicate or replicate or whatever, I feel like there's going to be certain things that I'm going to be missing. Like the characters, for example. The characters in the Overwatch universe are incredibly interesting. The lore is incredibly interesting and incredibly engaging and fascinating. I have people in my life who never want to play Overwatch, but the cinematics from the early days, such as the Dragon cinematic, that is peak fiction right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is peak fiction. No, yeah, it's a great universe. And while they have been failing to kind of take advantage of that in recent years, such as the Overwatch miniseries, which a lot of people were hoping something like Arcane is to League of Legends for Overwatch. You know how Arcane is to League of Legends. A lot of people were hoping for something similar to that for Overwatch, me included. And when we didn't get that, I'm gonna be honest, the animations, they did help build the world, they did help give some lore, but I was, in all honesty, a little bit disappointed because I wanted more. These little episodes, they were just a few minutes long, but they did help to establish some lore. They did help to give some more lore that was desperately needed, something that many of the players from the original Overwatch were starving for all of these years. They were starving for content, they were starving for lore, they were starving for anything, and these old players that have been sticking around, they're super dedicated. Like, the dedication that the player base for Overwatch from the original Overwatch 1, it's astounding how much they truly have a passion for this game. I mean, I love Overwatch. It quickly became one of my favorite games of all time, just not too long after playing it. Then again, I kind of have a weird list of favorite games of all time that a lot of people probably wouldn't agree with, but that's okay. And I just, after a while, it just makes me wonder what kind of magic does it have? I said earlier how there were other games that had something similar to it or tried to replicate it, and none of them really came close. One of the biggest games that are coming out in the near future, if it's not out already, I think, is Marvel Rivals, a game that a lot of people are very, very excited for and is perhaps the biggest and closest thing to an Overwatch clone that can really stand up to Overwatch. TF2 is not going anywhere. Team Fortress 2, it's been around for all this time. The community is super dedicated. It's it's not going anywhere. So you can't really say that it's going to really try to kill Overwatch or anything. There are a lot of games that people say, oh, this will kill Overwatch. If anything's going to kill Overwatch, it's itself. That's a statement that I don't know why I brought up out of nowhere, but I guess kind of like another similarity between TF2 and Overwatch is that the core player base is just so dedicated and passionate about this game that they are not going to let it die. And there's something kind of beautiful about that, you know? Anyways, side tangent kind of done. One of the games that I've been playing a lot of recently over the past few weeks is a game called Stranova, which I tend to describe it as what would happen if Overwatch and Valorant kind of had this weird baby that allowed you to turn into paper. And well, there you go. That's Stranova, and it's an amazing game. I truly do love that game. It was one of my 3 most anticipated games of the year. And I am happy to say, after being a part of both betas, I am very much not disappointed with Stranova. It is incredibly fun. It is incredibly refreshing, new, dynamic, and there's a lot of little things that they could tweak, a lot of little things they could change, make it better, but it is a great game. Now, I'm going to put an asterisk next to new game, because it technically has been out in China for about 2 years now, and it has lasted pretty well, so it's not exactly new, but the global release is new, and a lot of people have been loving it, a lot of people have been playing it in the Chinese version, so the international version is doing incredibly well, and people are loving the game, myself included. But after a few weeks of playing that game, and then coming back to Overwatch 2, where I have a grand total of 5 days to complete 43 levels, I think. Oh gosh, oh god, help me please. The 43 levels on the battle pass, it's a daunting task. However, I would like to say, after coming back to playing Overwatch for not playing for a few weeks, it is refreshing, ironically enough. Even having played Overwatch for the past, I don't know, almost 7 years at least, I find the game to be, you know, fun still. It is still incredibly fun to choose a character, go into queue, and just have a good time. In norms. You can't go into ranked or competitive and expect to have a good time all the time. It just won't happen. You know, it just won't happen. But if I just kind of say, you know what, screw it, I don't care. I like this game. I like the characters in this game. I'm gonna play the characters I like. I'm gonna play the game that I like. Then there truly is nothing that's just kind of comparable to Overwatch in that regard. There's a lot of games that a lot of people said, oh, this is going to be an Overwatch killer, like Valorant. When that got announced, people were saying, oh no, it's going to kill Overwatch. Nothing will kill Overwatch except, you guessed it, Overwatch. Overwatch is going to be around for a long time until they decide, you know what, we're going to try this one thing that's totally going to work. No one's going to have a problem with this, and then everyone has a problem with it. Proceeds to shoot self in foot. What's going on? Why am I bleeding out? Yeah, but I truly do love Overwatch, and there are other games that do come out I do enjoy very much. There are other games that I want to try out, there are other games that are just gonna come out, things that I'm just gonna want to do, but no matter what, all the memories that I've made in Overwatch are not going to go away. All the times that I played Overwatch, whether it be on stream, in videos, or whatever you may have, Overwatch is still Overwatch. And other games may try to be Overwatch, but they will not, you know, be Overwatch. Okay, I'm saying that word way too much. Okay. There's just something special about the characters, the universe, the kind of experiences that it provides, this whole power fantasy that it could allow you to have that many other games, well, they can allow you to kind of play with the ideas of being a solo carrier or something that can, you know, be bigger than oneself or bigger moving on to the next thing, especially when it comes to esports. It's crazy stuff, but even with Marvel Rivals, I don't think anything can really compare to the feeling that Overwatch gives you, because nothing else may make... Everything else may make you feel like a pro player, may make you feel like, oh, you're amazing at a video game, but nothing else can make you feel like a hero of your own world. And that is something truly special. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, guys. I really do appreciate that. I just wanted to go ahead and put this out there because I honestly really like the game, as you could tell, but I also just, you know, played a lot of Stranova recently for 3 weeks, and now I have about 4 days now to try to do the battle pass. I have about 35 levels, and yeah, I am 100% boned. Yeah, it's... God help me, please. 35 levels in 4 days. I bought the battle pass and I didn't even finish it. Okay. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Really do appreciate it. And as always, I am Pump Squatch. Goodbye.